The tip of the titties.
The tip of the titties. Guys,
Good
evening.
Said it.
Welcome to Stealthy Elf Productions. My name is David. I'm your GM tonight. Before we hop in, let's say hello to our players. Starting with Hannah.
Yo, what's up? I'm Hannah. I'm playing Paminia Knuckle, the charming bard of our group tonight. And you can also catch me on the opposite Saturdays playing Farron in Unearthed Inheritance, another Pathfinder2e campaign. Nigel.
Hey, Nigel playing Lunazra. This is the only campaign I play in, so you could find me here every 2 weeks. And also, Elden Ring has been pretty hard. I have to still beat Mog.
Oh,
more on that later.
Should we turn this into an Elden Ring therapy session? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am Max. I am playing Edanor, who is a Nephilim mixed with some Strix. A lot of fun. Very excited for the session today. And you can only find me on this campaign, so make sure to tune in every 2 weeks. Ollie?
All right, that leaves just me. Hi, everybody. My name is Ruler Hamikosai Zadukas, but you can call me Ollie or Lycus the Stratus of the Merry Folk. And you can find me here every other Saturday, and on a channel called Valdorinth, where I play Javier. The Prince is the class. I'm a leader of Animorphs. Go figure. We're teenagers causing war crimes. I'm causing a lot of war crimes, actually. Personally.
I like that. That's like a person. That's a trend you keep through any game you're in.
Yeah, that's a good thread. In the last game, we were just like talking about it. I was like, well, we could kidnap the baby. And it sounds way worse without contact, but it was still pretty bad.
As this campaign goes on, I don't know if we're the good guys.
Yeah, it's true. Well, there's moments. Yeah, and guys, my name is David. I'm gonna be your GM today. This is Pathfinder 2nd Edition game set in a homebrew world. This is our Heroes of Histaeria series, Sandsea Saga. Guys, before we hop in, please check it out. We're really close to 100 followers. We're right there. Come on. Right there. Come on.
3 more.
Right? You know what though? I think it's important before we actually hit a full 100. We just clarify. Viewer discretion advised. All right, it's on the screen there, right? So I just want to give a quick content warning for everybody because we do see a lot of this in comments and YouTube comments and stuff. Be aware, as possible trigger warning, there will be pronouns on the screen. That's gonna happen. Okay, so if that's gonna upset you, you should bail.
You should get the fuck out, actually.
Okay. Now. Today we are going to hop in. This is a great session if you are new to this campaign. This is a great session to hop in on. This is a great session because we are just about to move into the next arc. So I'm going to do a little bit of a longer recap for everybody today as we are going to, as the crew travels, the pirate crew of the Merry Folk of Oakasville do travel with a chronicler. So this is the first entry of Dr. Jane Malsom's Chronicle for all of you. Let's see.
Give us a mood.
All right. So, the following text is the chronicle of the events and exploits of the Merry Folk crew of the airship Oakasville, as accounted by Dr. Jane Malsom, chronicler of the Mystica Seminary, votarist of the Lord of Truth, Tazarin. My account began shortly after a most fortuitous rescue courtesy of Captain Lycus D. Stratus and his merry folk. My honorable escort, Mr. Curtis Tonish, and I were captives of the Charauka cult that make their residence in the mountainous region of the Whispering Jungle of Hike. Thankfully, the pirate crew of the Yoka's Will descended into their lair and made short work of the simian cultists. Shortly thereafter, and safely upon their vessel, the captain and I arranged my return to the city of Azafast. Despite the varying degrees of welcome amongst the Yoka's Will crew, the first mate Edanor and Captain Lycus had further agreed not only to tolerate my presence, but also the practice of my trade to keep a chronicle of their adventures. It was not long after my rescue that we crossed into the Misteel Savannah, that far-removed mystical wildland of the Empire of Dreadroth, known to some as the Green Sea. A region where beasts and magic flourish without civilization's constraints and considerations of humanity. As this crew searched for provisions, they came across an abandoned shipwreck whose hull revealed it to be the Wandering Minnow, and whose flag heralded an ownership of a piratical nature. Despite the moniker of the region, the discovery of the vessel was a grim reminder of the tidal waves that surged across the continent's surface amidst the monarch's recent assault upon our world. Within the ruined vessel, the crew faced enemies most foul, a cockatrice nest, and then returned with a pirate's map. A map that, owing to their piratical expertise, they quickly deciphered. Following the map, they were led to a strange sand pit, wherein the Misteel's unpredictable nature flowed erratically from a pair of rather alien wisteria trees. The crew soon discovered that not only had the pirates of the Wandering Minnow used this site to hide their treasure, this place also served as the den of a bullet. Most disturbingly, the land shark which resided within this magically infused den appeared mutated. The beast was larger than normal, and it seemed particularly sensitive to magic. Through the combined effort of heroic feats and an impromptu alliance with a hunting party of centaurs, the monster was vanquished. In the wake of their hard-won victory, the merry folk were invited to celebrate at the Voldine tribe's camp. Led by the young chieftain Conroe, the meager camp was made up of refugees whose homes were lost in the violent aftermath of the last wave. Escorting the tribe was also a memory of Terraphants, great empathetic elephants, the definition of gentle giants, if you will. This random interaction altered greatly the course of both groups. The merry folk, as their names suggest, brought merriment and a defiant hope to the dejected tribe of horsemen. Upon the urging of the pirates, the centaurs conducted for the first time since the loss of their ancestral city, Vern Rin, their bonfire rituals. The conducting of these sacred ceremonies and the actions of the pirates rekindled the joy of the Voldine, at least for a time. Upon waking the next day, the centaurs were reminded of the source of their original trepidation, as an armored vehicle bore down upon the small encampment. The merry folk remained ever optimistic and determined they would not surrender, but instead resolved themselves to capture the massive war machine that barreled toward them. The battle was bloody and seemed truly perilous at times. Both ships suffered immense damage, several centaurs perished in the attack and a stampede of enraged Terraphants. Despite the carnage and violence, the alliance of pirates and centaurs was triumphant. The captain of the Juggernaut was smote by the combined efforts of the pirate crew. The merry folk of the the crew of the merry folk rested and repaired for 1 week after their victory against the Juggernaut and its mutated captain. The crew was victorious, but the conflict was not without losses. The Terraphants raged, their stampede decimated the battlefield below. In some places, the sands are still stained with the bloods of trampled centaurs and gnolls. In the wake of the battle, I have learned a great deal from a former crew member of the Juggernaut. I cite specifically that which I have learned from Mr. Umpin Nevlin, a rather morbid gnomish engineer hailing from the Irenwud, who has contributed greatly to this chronicle. According to Mr. Nevlin, now this part will be new for you guys. According to Mr. Nevlin, a community consisting predominantly of gnolls has formed an alliance with the conquering host. As Nevlin describes, he was traded to the nation, along with the Juggernaut, as part of a deal for a memory of Terraphants and other indentured laborers. Even despite the promise of more rewards of such majesty, from what I've gathered, the Gnoll chieftain was not eager to satisfy his hobgoblin business partners. It seemed the chief was overruled by an organization known as the Bonekeeper Council to forge an alliance. Mr. Nevlin revealed that while the two societies have been largely independent from one another, they share an influential commonality. Specifically, they both indulge in the shared worship of the evil deity Lamashtu, the mother of monsters. The Gnolls met with the conquering host in the Bree and Terra Ash Bowl, which they accessed via volcanic tunnels in Vernrin, the Centaur city, which was once known for hot springs and a very sacred Terraphant burial ground. According to Nevlin and Zepho, the Centaur, the territory is now controlled by a necromancer. A state of affairs that, at least currently, is negligible to the pirates, as they've already set their sights on another destination. From what I've been told, the crew remains focused on continuing their voyage to the Irenwud, where a number of the current passengers are set to disembark. According to their urgency, the merryfolk apparently possess knowledge that the Irenwud is also the target of the Goblin Armada, the conquering host. It is their intention to deliver a warning to the community and stymie the will of the Hobgoblin warlord, Vrakaron Shred. Alright, that's your reading, friends. I'm going to take a drink while you chew all that shit over.
Mm-hmm. This motherfucker's name is Vrakaron Shred?
Vrakaron. It is V-R-A-K-O.
V?
Yeah, V. Vrakaron.
We were both
No
wrong.
one heard V. Yeah.
What did you hear?
Rackaron?
I heard, yeah. I heard Rockaron.
No.
You gotta really
Vrakaron.
give her on the V.
I mean, this is
Vrakaron.
the same
Tip of
thing
the
that
key.
everything's got a damn apostrophe, so.
Yeah, there's no apostrophes to this.
Yeah.
So Vrakaron Shred. S-H-R-E-D. It's the Hobgoblin warlord.
So
I feel like
Barcaron?
giving someone's last name Shred is like Vin Diesel naming himself Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
he's self-proclaimed.
Right.
This is the warlord of the conquering host.
This is.
Okay.
This is indeed
Barcaron.
that warlord.
So, I'm guessing if we fight him, we'll die, right?
What was
there
the
you go.
the information? I was trolling in chat. I'm sorry. It was
Trolling.
Vrakaron Shred is leading the.
Is leading the conquering host.
Host.
And the
Yeah.
nation who you guys captured the Juggernaut from is working with the conquering host.
Got
Right.
it.
I
Okay, well that's not all that surprising, I guess.
think I might have skipped the sentence. Hang on. I think I might have skipped the sentence where the captain of the Juggernaut's name was revealed, because you guys we never actually got to ask them. So let's see. In the wake of the battle, yeah, here he is. In the wake of the battle, I've learned a great deal from the former crew of the Juggernaut about our captain, the now deceased chief of the nation. So this captain was also the chief of the nation,
Ooh.
Oh, okay, Chief.
They're gonna be mad.
Malachite Liger.
Malachite
Ooh.
Liger.
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 I love that.
Malachite Liger. Now you still have, I think,
Yeah.
what,
Real animal.
3 out of all 3 heads? I think each Lycus, Edanor,
Yeah.
and Luna each have a head.
Yeah.
No heart though. He is heartless right now.
I did eat it. Yeah, I ate his heart.
You did eat
Yeah.
his
Heart out.
Sans heart.
Yeah, yeah.
David.
Okay.
Tradition.
Since you're not looking at chat, stop leaning so far to your right. Get in the middle.
Yeah, come on, step it up.
Towards the light.
Okay, right there.
Stay like that the entire time.
So,
So is
guys,
it like a necromancer?
there is,
chilling
yeah,
around?
there is a necromancer. There's
Right.
a necromancer who controls the centaur city of Vernrin. Of Vernern. I always keep saying this city's name wrong. Vernern.
Burn.
It's
The
Verger.
Verger.
That is the
This
the
is what happens when
centaurs
I
or
don't-
centaurs? Just for spelling, Dave.
The
Centaurs or
Centaur of the Centaurs.
Centaurs. Oh, okay.
The Centurion
Centaurs
Centaur.
city.
The senator of the centaurs of the
What's a
centaurs.
centaur
centaur-
city? Is it
I'm
just
a-
like
I'm a
meadows
centaur
for them to
centaur.
run in?
Are you guys done? Everybody good?
We're in a mood today,
You're
apparently.
in a mood today.
We haven't even started playing.
That's true. And speaking of,
Okay.
I kind of want to go to this city to make fun of them.
cold.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. All of you have different things that your characters have gotten up to during this week of downtime, essentially. So the way this session works is it's not even like a true session. We're just recapping this week just so we have it on record, right? I know, for example, Luna, you've been using this week to craft like crazy.
Ding, ding. Yeah.
Okay. Luna, let's start with you then. Because I have a clear idea of what you've been up to. Luna, you have been crafting. And I know you've crafted a little bit of things for everybody. I've seen the players' channel. You guys have been sharing all that stuff. Did you craft anything for Pim?
Yeah, so there's two things. I added a little bit of a little talisman to attach to Pim's boot.
Okay.
So whenever she falls from a high distance, it is 10 feet shorter, or you have featherfall. It's called soft landing.
Wow.
Nice.
Thanks, Luna. Wait, what does it look like?
It is a umbrella. Small umbrella.
Like Mary Poppins.
What is this strange contraption?
It should be like a drink umbrella too.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
an
a
ice
little
cube,
paper
yes,
one.
and then a little bit of like a little Nike sign for Elwin's.
Is that that's your
Branding.
That's your,
Swoosh.
brand? Yeah. Your maker's mark.
Just do it. Yeah.
Just do it. Got
Just
it.
do it.
JDI.
I'll start adding it to the character art.
Oh.
Yeah, you get some copyright strikes on that.
Yeah.
It'll be a
Yeah,
double
careful.
swoosh, actually. Don't worry.
There you go. Okay, so and something else.
okay.
So we got the boots.
Yeah.
and-
Also adding the armor rune because you're wearing leather armor, correct?
Yeah.
So same thing. I added a little bit of rune to there. So this should
I
help you out in
feel-
battle a bit more.
More protected.
We can test it out. No, I'm just.
Go on, hit me as hard as you can.
What?
I'm kidding. Luna, stop.
Spell
Spell
strike.
strike.
Yeah. 67.
Repetition.
Okay. While you were delivering this stuff, Pim, while you're in Luna's workshop, receiving this equipment. Luna, given that this workshop is yours, right? Do you want to take a quick moment and describe the space for us? Any particular tools that you imagine? Is this also where you sleep?
No, this is for the more heavy-duty ones. It's probably done on the Juggernaut. For runes, yeah, it's probably right in my room by my desk.
Okay.
Where I imagine there is like a typical like student's desk, but there's a lot of like not sawdust but rune dust.
Sure. Yeah.
That-
Metal dust.
It's just
and
kind of like
leather
collected
dust.
on the floor.
Just looks
Yeah.
like cocaine.
The kids aren't allowed in.
It glitters as well too, because you know,
Ruby's magic, yeah.
Ooh.
with plenty of lights all around to make sure you know get all those angles.
Sure.
I will say there's times where I call in Pim to hold the lantern just so I can get like you know the right lighting, but pretty simple like that because a lot of it is runic type work.
Sure. As you guys are finishing up, then in the work in your cabin here, you know, amidst you know dusty rune shavings and whatnot on the floor, right? Pim just received all this gear. Your space has gotten a good bit smaller because you see that someone is actually putting a lot of like moving in a bedroll as well as some you know smaller belongings and stuff, a few weapons and collection, you know, small worldly possessions, as Sia, the centaur from the Voldine tribe, is currently moving her belongings into your room.
Just on
Pim,
the
you're
ship?
in the room. Yeah, you guys are on the ship. Pim, you're in there as well. So, Pim and Luna, you see as this. See as somewhat is petite compared to the other centaurs, right? She is one of the faster, more athletic ones, right? You guys remember maybe that she was in a bit of an argument before with some of the other ones about who could catch her, right? And then Luna went and beat her in a race rather underhandedly.
We could rewrite that.
Yeah, sure. No, it's a session's
That's
recorded,
sweet to
man.
know.
You can watch it.
All fair.
Canon. So she's moving into your room. She's moving into your cabin. You see as she's resting weapons down. And Luna, I will say, over this week, and I don't know where we are in the week necessarily, but Sia has been spending a lot of time with you ever since that.
I will say it started off where, I don't know if you saw that show, like from the Addams Family, the daughter, what's
Wednesday?
her name?
Matilda?
Monsters? Matilda!
You know, the Addams Family daughter, Matilda.
I stopped. It doesn't count. I stopped myself.
Oh, totally
It
does.
starts off like you know, like when she goes into finds her room by the dorm. It starts off where I separate part of the room. So
Sure.
like this is where you can go, this is where I can go. And I get maybe like slowly towards the end of the week, yeah, it starts to go away little by little.
Yeah. And she's kind of encroaching on the space a little bit as well. But yeah, so Pim, what do you think right now as you see Sia moving in? What's your reaction, Pim?
I'm just looking at Luna, like, what's going on? Luna. Why is Sia moving into your room?
You know, the conversation never quite came up. I just assumed it was. She might have grown a little bit fond of me because you know
Oh.
I did ride the Senator.
You're the what?
The Senator.
Oh, he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Wait, like
She would help me from time to time.
she's like fond, or she's fond of you.
Oh, probably both. I'm so used to this attention that I don't. I don't really think about it that much.
Oh, well, if you want me to talk to her and like put in a good word for you, I'd be happy to.
No, I don't look at her in that way. Is she there right now? See?
Yeah, she's in the room. I would say she like finished putting her stuff down, right? And she looks over to the two of you and she just kind of like nods her head. Hello.
I'll say hello. I'm gonna walk Pim outside the room for a second here.
Sure.
You close the door.
Yeah, she just kind of goodbye.
Just one, yeah. Just take a slight walk down the hallway. I didn't want to tell her this, but you know, I grew kind of fond having a steed in battle, and
Oh, unacceptable.
it would. So it is nice to have her around, just in case.
You think
we're
she's
out here
gonna
in the
let you
savannah.
ride her again?
I think I've earned enough respect at this point that she enjoys it. I don't
You think
quite
she
know.
enjoys it?
Who knows what the flirting rituals are of these centaurs?
Oh well, I did ask
that's all I'll
around about the Society of
Oh,
Centaurs, and I might know a thing or two.
you might roll a society, Pim.
Yes.
DC 20.
We're absolutely going to be switching between centaurs and senators all campaign. We need to keep her.
I forgot I'm not
Not proficient.
necessarily great at this. Oh, I beat it.
Oh, there you go. What'd you get?
21. Yeah.
Yeah, 21. With the 21, you start
Courting rituals.
You start to remember, yeah, courting rituals. You know, racing is a big thing, right? Feats of athleticism is a big part of this culture. The other thing that you remembered, kind of, hearing about is after Luna caught Sia, you kind of heard in amongst the camp, that later that night, and then also too now in the time that's passed, a lot of the centaurs, a lot of the prospective bachelor and bachelorette centaurs are disappointed that Sia is now spoken for. You also hear talk.
Spoken for, as in Luna?
Spoken for isn't spoken for. But
Oh my God, is writing them.
You hear that Sia and that they had the name of who, which it's just a 20, right? It's not a critical success, right? So you don't know who they're talking about, but they say Sia.
21.
21. You say they say that Sia performed a marriage ceremony overseen by Zuzia, the Weaver of Ashes, that night, where she shared a drink with the blessing of the Weaver of Ashes with her new life partner.
What? Don't give that face! No,
Wait, Luna, did you share a drink with Sia at that fire?
Check the tape.
It was a bonfire, isn't it? Isn't it customary to have a drink with you? It was just a couple
Oh.
sips. What?
Luna,
What? It's,
how do I say this?
what? I don't usually drink alcohol. It's like the one time in a while. I felt. Lycus is always saying, "Let loose, Luna," and I
Okay.
try to.
How do I break it to you?
I got a little tipsy, but
I'll put it this way. Congratulations on your holy matrimony. You are now bonded for life.
like master and steed, or
No.
what do you, in what way?
Matrimony. You're smart. You know what that word means. I'm so happy for you, Luna.
How would that even? Do you know that? Is there divorce laws in this culture?
No, they don't do that. You're stuck with her.
Like,
This is awesome. I can't wait to tell everyone. Oh my god.
This wedding is not getting consummated.
Well,
Consummated? Did I
just
say
for
the
the
right
time.
word?
Constipated?
No. This is definitely might lead to constipation out of the stress. Damn. Don't tell anyone I
Okay.
said that.
Well, you could try just explaining to her that you weren't aware of the the rituals but from what I've learned from these centaurs, they're pretty close to their ceremonies and traditions. So
I can feel
I'm
Max
a
wanting
little-
to jump in here.
I am a little inexperienced when it comes to these things, but I think about in Azufast, how
hold
the
on,
people there-
hold that thought. Eddie, come here.
Dad
Yes,
doesn't need to-
Pim.
Maybe he can annul it.
Guess what?
And they're in the hallway.
And wanders on down. Ah, yes, you called.
Get a load of this. Luna accidentally married Sia.
Ah, I see. Well, congratulations. I'm very
No.
happy that you have made this commitment to another, to bond your soul for life.
Listen.
Yes,
Dan, you should know how to, remove these sort of bonds. Like you know how to bind and unbind.
What do you mean? I
Right.
mean, you have made a life oath.
How long is a centaur's
Oh.
lifespan?
Hey, listen. Just see where it goes.
Yes, I mean,
Sometimes
you have.
people can learn to fall in love with each other.
Or I could use this to my advantage and see how many things she will do for me. That is what the women in Azufest do.
How romantic.
So very romantic. And it doesn't feel like a very honoring situation at this point, Luna. I
Edanor,
advise being a good partner in this case.
Edanor, I'm just going to give you one little additional bit of context because I think it'd be relevant to you. Zuzia, the Weaver of Ashes, did tragically fall in the battle. So her last act as Weaver of the Ashes very well have been.
This bond?
This
Oh my.
bond is
This
quite
inertia.
permanent under the context that Zuzia's last act would have been to perform this ritual. So, I guess we have a new member of the crew.
You know what? Fine. Fine. Looking back and forth. Fine. And now look to where I think Lycus is. Fine. Because he's going to have a huge laugh at this as well.
He
When
actually
are we
pops
going to
around
have
the
wedding?
door, like his head in. Like, yeah, he's been listening the whole time. It's
Did
just
you
like,
get good news?
oh, I was listening the whole time. Congratulations on the first accidental marriage. Good luck on the next one. I remember my first time.
How did you get rid of yours?
Oh, I didn't. We had a lovely time.
He's still married.
We're still married.
There's some. Well, I mean the flood, but other than that, they're somewhere.
Fine. Then
Bye.
Oh my goodness.
I'll see how I can make this work. Maybe she can learn how to, help me with my crafting, or
There you go.
maybe to get her educated. Although the other senators didn't want to learn, so we'll see how that goes.
You can learn how to clean and saddle and do some working on the horseshoes.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe she will
Brush
let you
each
ride
other's
her again.
hair. But that is the part I actually enjoy, the steed part.
Of course.
Well, it sounds
So-
like you and your new spouse have a lot to talk about.
Of course.
We should
yeah,
leave the
you know.
young lovers alone. Let them, be young lovers.
Yes, we should
This is so
definitely. We
embarrassing.
should plan a wedding reception one of these days and celebrate with the
no.
crew.
Ooh,
Yes.
That's what the
yes,
bonfire.
and a show. We'll put on a show.
Ah, yes, that'd be perfect. Perfect idea, Pim. Yes.
Oh,
in honor of
I've
the
gotta start
Latvian
planning.
couple.
Okay,
Huh.
this is gonna be great.
Oh, how
And Pim scuttles off, just super excited, writing in her little notebook all her plans.
I think
Have your fun
you,
now, everyone.
you can literally hear Edanor and Lycus like walk away just cackling.
Before you guys walk away, Sia steps out of the room and comes up to the group, looks at you, Luna, and goes, I will go do the hunting. I don't expect you to provide, so you stay here and work on your little room.
You go do that. Go have fun.
Not only are you married to the bottom bitch.
I would say, if this was the 7th day, I would be like, as soon as I'll say you bye as she goes hunting, I will tell Lycus, let's go.
Let's go.
Well, you know it's not the 7th day. but these are the events of at least one of those days.
That is
I
funny.
guess I believe we need to add Sia to the crew list,
Oh, very well.
She's part of the family now.
Yes. Through marriage.
Yeah, if
She
you
gets
die,
her
she
own
gets-
gold. We don't
Yeah,
split
but
it.
But if you die, she gets all your gold.
Yes.
Or
Is
if she
is it
dies, you get all her gold.
Him said it. Him said it.
We were all thinking it.
No, we weren't.
You were not thinking.
Really?
We were not thinking
Just
that.
me? I mean, okay.
We should have discussions
This is when
about this.
Max. This is when the Lunazar will remember this shows up on the top of the screen.
Oh, Jesus.
these moments.
I've been telling you, Edanor, they're natural pirates. They're born for this.
Yes, well,
Yeah,
let
big
us
score.
make
Except
sure
for
that we are doing what is right based on your vows and following the good old tenets of the Pantheon, Luna. So, I will let you continue that and wander off.
Wait, before you go, at least give me your armor so I can add
Oh.
the upgraded.
I just take the armor off.
Right there.
Right there.
Takes like
Just
15
walking around,
minutes.
tits out.
Yeah.
How many abs? 8 abs? 10?
Maybe. Yeah.
12.
They just kind of keep going.
He's one.
Okay.
Each thigh has a group of its own abs.
Just so many abs.
Each thigh has a core.
There's just a weird shining, right? It's just coming off. It's like, yes.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm normally not so uncouth, but in this case, I feel comfortable enough with you. So, I will go to my quarters and pray. And wander off. Oh yes,
Work on it.
actually, one other thing. I'll give you some designs later for something I will need in the future. So, but we'll discuss further later.
Understood.
And then I wander off. Go
Fantastic.
put a shirt on.
Edanor goes to find a shirt. Tim goes off to plot a production. Luna, you return to your workshop now with Edanor's gear and a new spouse. And Lycus, let's hop over to you, right? And we're gonna get a little flexible again with time here, right? So this, yeah, I think you and I mentioned that Lycus, you get up to some stuff too during this downtime, right? You're training the crew. That was one of those things that you were gonna get up to. Amongst the crew that you end up training, well, you got 4 people. And also 2, if one person looking to add to your crew. So you got Zane and Dorian and Yoma. Those 3 are all going to take part of the training. And a 4th member is going to be Curtis Tonish, who was the torchbearer and guide of Dr. Jane Malsum. And Curtis approaches you and essentially would like to join the training and would like to join your crew.
All right. So Zane, Dorian, Curtis, and Yoma, and
Yeah.
oh
And Clink. I think Clink gets in there too, eh?
yeah, especially after the chat.
Yeah, you and Clink did have a chat.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah, eh?
Hey, wait.
Oh, the thunder just reminded me. Real quick, guys, we've been having a lot of power outages in our area, especially with all the storms going on, so I'm really sorry if we do lose power. We will probably call the session and we'll finish up another time. So just keep that in mind. If you see us just suddenly go dark, it's the weather. What can you do? So yeah, Lycus, you got a couple new crew members. Sia, apparently, and Curtis. And then Curtis, Clink, Dorian, Zane, and Yoma all join you for just, your routine training. Sarah and Yoma, as you requested, will also help work on a new flag. An additional flag, a second flag that you guys can put on the Juggernaut. And
Spread that word.
you wanted to talk to somebody.
Yeah. I wanted to talk to Kunari?
Kanari. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you would end up going down into the brig where you will find Kanari. Who
I haven't
is-
dropped her off that ship yet.
Nope.
Have we
Not
fed
me.
her yet?
Yeah, she's been fed.
Yes, I've been
Lycus,
feeding her.
Oh.
Lycus made sure to feed her. Lycus is canonically.
Like, this is the
It
only
also
one that's been feeding
has
her.
not been that long. Well, I guess now it's been about a weekend, right? But
We've been forgetting a bit, but every once in a while I remember, oh, we have a prisoner. We can't do that. But yeah, no, she's fine.
we say standing
Um,
order. Dorian's been feeding her.
Yeah, for sure. I think he was walking around the ship, was like, oh, there's someone in here. Oh my god.
Oh shit, the captain. Do you mind if I? So you find Kanari in the cell. it's been a couple days now, right? But she appears haggard. Her eyes are Kunari is a Ophidian person, right? Someone who has the features of a snake, right? And this is meant to be an insult. This is meant to be descriptive. She's got very kind of narrow eyes, right? Very kind of lithe build, long straight hair, right? And this, greenish olive tone skin, right? And these golden eyes. And when you see her now, she appears disheveled. You see bags under her eyes, right? You can see as you enter the room, there's kind of like a snap to the head as she shoots you a quick, kind of almost like irritated look. Give me a sense motive check here. So perception.
Will do. All right, first roll of my new Lycus dice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Guys.
Yeah,
Oh
no
my
pressure.
gosh.
Well, I can't even see. It's so sad.
Their colors are nice though.
We'll post on social media or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Let them see the pretty.
All right, that's not a bad first roll. That's a 16 on the die.
Eight.
Okay.
I don't know what my sense motive is.
Perception.
Whatever that is.
Perception.
Perception. Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for you, I believe.
Is my using my sight for this perception or just like
Using kind of like so sense motive, yeah, you can flavor a little bit here. What's the total for me actually?
fucking 26.
That's a critical success. 26. I'll describe to you. I'll just say plainly. You can see she's kind of like stifling a yawn. It looks like she's not been sleeping, right? And she looks just irritated, right? But you have a critical success. So is there anything additional you'd like to try to glean from this sense motive? Or if you want to save it for later on in the conversation, I'd be happy to do that too.
If I could save it for later, that'd be amazing. Yes.
All right, we'll save that tidbit for later. But yeah, you see that she is sleep deprived, clearly sleep deprived, and clearly on edge and irritated.
All right. I have her, move off to the side, and I summon my my Eidolon, my soul, and I think it comes out and just like it like leaks out through my pores and my mouth and just like manifests. And ooh, I don't know. That doesn't usually come out that way. And he goes over. The Eidolon goes over to the lever that pulls off the bottom of the floors. And I let myself in to the cage, into the cell, tossing my other self the key, and I just kind of sit in there with her.
She looks at you. She looks at the Eidolon. She looks at the handle, and she says, I suppose I should take these precautions as a compliment.
Well, you can fiddle with the mind, and you've already put our kids in danger, and I have to keep a wary eye on you. That being said, I am a strong believer in change. Maybe not second chances, maybe some, but more than anything, I just want to understand what's going on with you right now. You've been here for a while. I don't like keeping prisoners, if I'm being honest. So I need to start thinking about what to do with you.
Well, let me confirm for you, Mr. Captain, that I do not enjoy being a prisoner.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if you, I don't know, slept. Is something keeping you up at night?
You can see she's mistrustful, right, and hesitant to share. Why are you here, Captain? Is there something I can help you with?
Might be many things, if I'm being honest. There's one thing that comes to mind more than anything else. You were close with Idris.
We were close. Closer than most.
I promised him a solidarity, brotherhood. And immediately after, he was taken, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I don't know where he is. I'd have no means to help him. And right now, there are more pressing matters in the sense that I believe he can take care of himself and others can't. That being said, I need to figure out where he is.
Did you... Because you guys took Kanari prisoner before you left for the raptor hunt, right? Which is when
Yes.
everything went down. I'm trying to remember here. Did you guys tell Kanari what happened with Idris?
I think we did, but she didn't say anything.
Okay, so you
You were
told
asking
her
around.
You told her that more serpent folk showed up and attempted to capture him, or that Hammond betrayed him and delivered him to the serpent folk.
I think so, because if it wasn't her, it was someone else.
Okay,
that
and we can
were
say
hop-
yeah.
maybe. And if it wasn't her, it was the other serpent folk that were part
Jinzo?
of Idris' crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm
That
not
for
sure
sure,
which one.
yes.
Okay, so what will
Kanari?
yeah, so it's up to you then. I'll leave it up to you here. Do
Okay.
you tell, or does Kanari know that Idris was captured by other serpent folk?
I think I'll tell her now, if anything.
Okay.
What was their name? Because I remember they had a specific name, because they were
They
like
did.
police.
They did. Go ahead and roll a society check.
Fuck me.
This is a recall knowledge using society. So
Blood gang.
whoa. Easy.
Shit, wait,
Society.
that has real world
I was-
ramifications.
Easy.
Forget I said that. I wasn't thinking about that. I was just joking.
Hey.
Oh, there
I
goes
mean,
the
it could-
storm. End stream.
It keeps going down, but that's still a good one. That's a 14.
14 total?
Yeah, I don't have society, man.
Yeah.
Look
that's
at me.
fair.
14 total.
14 total. 14 total.
What do you want, man? What do you want?
I'm going to say, Lycus, you've always been bad with names.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you don't recall the information, but at least it wasn't a critical failure, so I'm not going to lie to you.
All right.
But
Very well.
you do remember that they were cops. Like you can describe them as you remember them, though. I will say that was correct.
Another faction, another group of serpent folk. They came, they kidnapped him, they captured him. From what I recall, they seemed to be some sort of defensive unit, a police force, or whatever, maybe hunters. They seemed a bit, from the sounds of it, righteous in that special kind of way. Do you know anything about them, where they might have taken him? I know that you are a conniving, betraying, blah blah blah, whatever. You two shared something, no matter how full of lies it was. You did. Can't imagine you want him hurt. Also, it's been a minute or so, of chit-chatting. So with my specialize, because I can see their aura.
You specialize.
I specialize.
What do you specialize in?
Aura sights specifically is what I specialize in.
Ah.
I can get a pretty direct assessment without any rolls of their emotional state, their attitude towards me, and their health conditions, and
Oh,
hidden afflictions.
damn. Do I roll anything, or you get that stuff? That's amazing.
I just get that from just staring at them for a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't blinked.
Well, you get that's fair. You can see she looks a little. Well, the first thing you get is that she's a little uncomfortable about the fact that you're just staring at her, not blinking. But beyond that initial discomfort, you do get a pretty good read on stuff here too, and you had a critical success on your sense motive earlier. So, a couple things that you get as you describe the events that transpired, and as you allude to Idris's fate. There's a range of emotions. The first emotion reflexively is sadness. There's a bit of sadness. And then quickly that changes to pity. And then to pride. As she and then with your previous check, I'll just tell you now, she's lying in this next bit. She looks at you. Oh, also with the health stuff, yeah, she's heavily sleep deprived. Right, so exhausted or fatigued in this game. Idris has been captured by the bearers of Amrit. A shame, Captain. You remind me of him a little bit. I can see why you believe you are brothers. So I will tell you this then. Your brother is dead. Because you also, I'm assuming you also tell her about the fate of what happened to that cop.
Yeah.
Because that was the one that I think Edanor killed, and then when Luna came down, her body was gone. Captain, if your crew is guilty of killing Enishi, the voice of the void, then you can count the city of Sra-Ara as your enemy. For she is a favorite of the bearers of Amrit. And with that, you have also ensured that Idris will be the first person to be executed in Sra-Aras in a very long time.
I pity how little faith you have. Like you said, Idris and I have some odd similarities. And there's nothing that comes more naturally, people like us, than survival. He'll be fine. I don't know how long it takes to be judged. Maybe you have an idea how long before he dies.
It's difficult to say, but Idris is the favorite of our Queen Shekinestra. So it's likely she will appeal for his sentence to be his case to be thoroughly reviewed before such a sentence is carried out. But in Sra-Aras, the Queen only has so much power. And if the slumbering serpent and the bearers of Amrit decide that Idris is guilty of orchestrating the deaths of Talod, Ekash, and even Enishi, well, Idris's sentence will not be light.
But it also doesn't sound like it's going to be quick, which is good news. That means we have time.
I don't know how much time you have, Captain.
All I need is enough time to build some more allies. And then I'll ram them straight into Saras and take back my brother.
You cannot beat Sraras. In this? With your crew? Do you realize the kinds of people that you have working for you?
I sure do. Do you?
I do, and I wouldn't trust them. I've seen... You may think that just because I am here, I don't see things. But I've seen things, Captain. Things I would be willing to tell you in exchange for certain privileges.
You know what's funny? I'll be back, but I came in here with the full intention to offer you the chance to maybe walk the deck someday. But I don't take too well to that conniving personality of yours. On my crew, there are men of faith that will shake the world. There are women with power that will usher it into something great. And there are fools that will fill it with joy. I know who's on my crew. And if any of them are a problem, I'll deal with them in the future. That's my role. Now, please get some sleep. And I pull out like a bread or something like,
Yeah.
just because I don't want to forget to feed you again. Anyways. Maybe next time will be a better conversation.
Remember, Captain Lycus, you are like Idris. And Idris trusted his crew too. And that's all she says as she goes to start munching on the bread.
What a sneaky snake.
Sneaky snake.
Snake.
Also,
Sneaky.
all right, Lycus, if you're good, we'll hop over. I'm gonna give you a hero point though for the bars on the crew, man. That should give me goosebumps. Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's check in on our buddy Edanor.
Mm-hmm.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. Dan.
Danny boy.
And the man now has a shirt.
Dan the man, you now properly clothed. Again, we're not sure. I'm not hard on what day this happens on, right? But
Right.
at some point, you find yourself in the cabin that you guys, in the space that you guys have designated to be the library, right? You are out here doing a little bit of cleaning, trying to write it. You are not alone. You're with Temerity. You can see that there are what meager stacks of books you guys have collected thus far are scattered all over the room. Pages are bent and rattling in the wind as they're flipped over. Spines are cracked. It's that expression I imagine that Edanor wears as he looks at this room, and Temerity begins kind of closing up books and going, this is so unfortunate, isn't it, my lord? To think our precious collection.
Yes, it is quite unfortunate. Make sure we don't give Lycus a key to this room. I could have swore I thought I saw him using it to wipe his ass for some of these books. Disappointing.
It was just sweat. Promise.
Did you just hear it coming?
Through the floorboards.
He just shudders a little bit.
And Temerity kind of looks around and looks in, and actually, as you start talking about Lycus, Temerity is kind of in the process of putting the books away. Looks around, takes a quick assessment, and you can see him is trying to make sure that nobody's listening in at the moment. That you two are truly alone.
Yes.
And Temerity leans in with a stack of books and goes, "My lord, can I bend your ear for just a wee moment?"
Of course, temerity.
It's just that I found myself somewhat concerned of late in regards to some of the new company some of the new faces we've been seeing here around the ship. What voice am I doing?
Sounds kind of Idrisy.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
got
it's
Idris
hard
on
to
the
like
mind.
merge.
Uh,
Idris?
I'm worried about some of the people some of the characters we've let onto our ship of late. Is all I'm saying.
Any characters in particular?
Well, I imagine you've noticed as well. The gnome. That engineer. There's something rather off-putting about him.
Yes, rather painted, I guess is a good way to put it.
I've come to feel some necromantic auras around this one.
Yes, and I believe that may be the reason that our little gnome, our new gnome acquaintance has been avoiding me. Seems quite uncomfortable around me, and frankly, I'm uncomfortable the same way, so... At this point, I do share your concerns and have additional concerns of my own. I would think that it should be only a short tenure on our ship, but we'll have to keep a close eye. Because if anything happens, we'll have to do what we must do, temerity.
Understood, my lord. It's necromantic magic is something our brotherhood's always remained vigilant for.
Yes. Yes, it is. And it is our duty to cut it out root and stem. So, if it is necromantic, then we will deal with it as we always have.
Might I just suggest maybe, my lord, that perhaps now that once our ship is repaired and our uses of the gnome have run their course, should we perhaps bring this to the captain?
Yes, we'll have a conversation with the captain. I believe that there are some connections between the family of that gnome and Piminia, so we'll have to also discuss with Pim. But
Maybe a distant cousin or some sort, I imagine.
I don't know the full connection, but I happen to know that Pim mentioned something about their last name. But I haven't had time to inquire further. I would imagine it could be a sticky situation, but hopefully not. We'll just have to stay vigilant, and once the usefulness has run its course, we'll see what flexibility we have. Speaking of the Order, I was curious and wanted to pick your brain. Potential option.
Can you come in for me a little bit more?
Oh, yeah. So, Brotherhood has been scattered and thrown to the winds. And while I still wish to find the Brotherhood, I think it is time to form a new order. An order built for this time.
An order, my
One,
lord.
yes. The orders of the past have all been so singularly focused on one god. And it's just need to evolve. and incorporate Pantheon writ large. I don't know where all the heralds have gone. It's time that we form a new band of heralds to herald in this new age. I'm thinking of naming our new order Heralds Orcs. Would you be interested in helping me accomplish this goal? Bring the good news to the people of this broken world.
I can imagine no nobler a cause, my lord.
I knew you would be in alignment.
He kind of bows. To help you spread the word and bring the world back to, and offer the world some sense of purpose and peace. I think that's a noble
Yes.
end, my lord.
It's to give hope. I can see how despondent our Centaur allies and the Terrafants are after losing Suzia.
Right,
So it
Shane.
is time to give them something to drive for, strive for. And the Pantheon is a collection. For too long, we have always parceled it out in points. And it is time to bring it as one. To teach it as one.
So your intention then is to start here with the Voldine tribe.
I do.
And
I
what about
intend
them?
to hold.
But like points out into the hallway where two gnolls are just kind of like.
Well, they will also be. I will be trying to teach them as well. They will be a very interesting convert, but I think if we are able to get the good news into their heads, I'm sure they'll come around to the right conclusions.
Ollie's face. You weren't even trying. Oh boy. All right, my lord. Well, once I'm done here, I'll make my way over to the centaurs and, like you say, share the good word.
Yes. I will prepare a service that will also honor the priestess and, speak a few words to everyone.
Wow. I'm ever in awe of you, my lord.
Oh. You're going to make me blush, Temerity. At the same time. It will be good to provide that hope, and just because we're doing this doesn't mean that the library goes away.
Of course, my lord. Priorities.
Of course. These books need tending, so...
First, we
Where
save
is
the books, then the people.
Yes, we save the books, then their souls.
And Sarah,
Knowledge is
easy
freedom.
enough, pops in. She's kind of like wandering, and she's got a big book in her hands, right? The two gnolls kind of, look at her as she kind of moves in. She's like, "Oh, hello." Okay, I'm here.
Ah, perfect. I think it's time for a lesson with our new friends here. Time to
Oh,
do some teachings.
okay.
So I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of do some teachings, having it, because I thought there was 3 gnolls. Chip,
That's
Dale, and
there's
Ben.
yes, yeah, Chip, Dale, and Ben. Yeah, you're right. 3 gnolls.
yes.
Oh my god, are they added to the roster too?
All right, we'll see.
We will
Edanor's
see.
slowly building up a cult.
Following.
A following.
In that case, you're paying them.
Okay, I'll say, Edanor, you begin teaching them, right? I know we're gonna have a big check coming up for you soon, so we'll save that rule for a bit, right? Temerity's gonna finish up, Sarah assisting, and then make their way out. And again, this is happening over the span of days, right? So even after all this work, it takes a little bit of like getting people, spreading the word around. Hey, Edanor's gonna hold a service, right? And people are, rumors passing through the grapevine. As people are like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, okay, if Edanor's doing it, yeah, sure, sounds good. All right, we'll check it out.
Which will be perfect.
Okay.
Do we want to lead right into that, or
Let's
round robin it first?
Let's go ahead. Let's lead right into that because I think we just
Okay.
got. Let me do one thing.
Okay.
Let's say you get your group together, right? Your group consists of 7 centaurs, 3 gnolls, Sarah,
Wow.
and Clink.
Well,
They all gather up around you as you are going to be preparing for your sermon. Now, now I know this is our plan isn't to have this happen here though, right? So that's going to happen away from the camp. I'm just going to quick pitch to the other crew, with the exception of Luna. Luna, you'll be staying behind if you don't mind, because you're crafting anyway. But the other 2, if you guys would like to go on Edanor's pilgrimage, feel free to join.
I will say one thing though.
Sure.
Does Edanor mention when does he want the thing?
the thing, it can wait until after.
If you want it
Okay.
for it, we can do it.
I mean, we could have it.
We could have it, yeah, if you want it.
Take it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I'm just saying, like, we're loosey goosey with time right now. So,
Okay.
you
So
guys pick your
if it is prepared,
moments.
if it is prepared, then I'll bring it.
I feel like I would have to come along knowing that Edanor is going to a place secluded with another goblin. Just out of,
Fool me once.
Hey, I let that one live
look,
against my better judgment.
Okay.
I'm gonna come along too and use it as an opportunity to talk people into joining the show.
Beautiful.
So just as unless it's like a silent march thing.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
It's a remembrance celebration.
I will
of
say
life kind of thing.
I didn't put the Elwyn mark one item.
Oh, you didn't put the Ellen mark on that specific item?
I don't want everything to be traced back.
that doesn't sound good.
Smart.
It sounds bad.
Smart.
If Luna doesn't want to put their name on it, that's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is this item?
I just remembered what it is. I couldn't remember, but I remember what it is now. Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm crafting.
You're crafting. Okay. Edanor, Pim, Lycus, we're gonna jump back to you guys here in a moment. Then, as you guys are all making your way out into the savannah, you're walking away from the ships, leaving Luna at the ship. And Luna, you are. One of the things you wanted to do in your downtime was also learn some spells. And there was someone we were talking about, and you need a teacher for this, and we had a teacher in mind. Would you care
Yeah,
to
well,
approach?
Nebelin.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get it right?
Evelyn,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would approach him. I'm assuming he's like working on ship repairs, kind of like getting some measurements and so
Yeah.
and stuff done.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll approach him.
Yeah, well, he's on the
Not
juggernaut.
very-
So, yeah.
Friendly and cautious manner.
Okay.
And let's say so I enter the area. Oh, hello there. I think Pim told me your name was Nebelin.
Hi. Good day. Yeah. That's my name. Wait, you can call me
We-
Umpin if you like.
We may have gotten off on the wrong Nebelin.
Oh, that's right. Hang on, I gotta play this entirely
was-
different. I just remembered what happened. How you guys got off on a foot initially. as you approach and you say and you introduce yourself, instead of that friendly grin, it's more like, oh shit.
Shh, it's okay. We may have gotten on the wrong foot. I'm not going to hurt you. We were in a fight, trying to inflict pain on each other. But everything is all right now. Lycus told me that you're helping us, so I'm not gonna do anything to you.
The creepiest way to
How's
say
the
that.
ship repairs going?
Of course, I heard you're the quartermaster. Yeah, repairs are coming along. You should have them both ready to set sail, so to speak, in roughly a few days.
I'm happen to be somewhat of a crafting person myself. Perhaps sometimes I can help you out. Maybe we can get this done quicker. Are you joining us, Lycus's crew, as well?
Well, I don't think we'd really discussed any sort of official employment other than helping repair the ships initially, in exchange for ferry back to the Irenwud, so I can be with me girls.
Oh, you have children. How many?
2 daughters.
How old are they?
What's
Luna's such an awkward person.
why? I don't see how that's relevant to the matter at hand.
Just getting to know my fellow crewmate. Potential crewmate.
Well, I admit I was nervous, given certain circumstances, that whether or not I'd be welcome on the crew. But after everything that transpired, and as you say, in prior, I imagine if they. I hope this isn't insulting, but if they let someone like you on board, then perhaps they'd allow me.
Every crew needs a brilliant quartermaster, so thank you for your compliment. How I'm going to interpret that.
There's between you and I. Looks around, and Luna, you're now again aware. No one else is here, right? A lot of everybody went with Edanor. It's just between you and I realize that you're like me, perhaps. I don't want to compare us by any means, but
You may be right in some ways. We do have some similarities. Your form of magic, for example. I have a certain affinity to it. And, I actually wanted to use this opportunity to try and learn more about it.
oh,
I can offer you something in exchange if you'd like.
well, my magic is well innate, and like I said, where we are similar, we're also perhaps a wee bit different. I don't know if you'd be able to harness it in the same way I do, but there's certainly to speak the language of the dead is to wield power, though.
I'm quite used to wielding power by now. You've witnessed that. That shouldn't be an issue. Perhaps you can talk about how it feels when you're wielding this, and perhaps I can try and figure out how I may use it. How about this, Nebelin? Nebelin, correct?
Correct.
Tim told me you've had previous projects that you've been on, like we have the I'm assuming you were a part of this juggernaut, your best creation.
Indeed, yeah. One of me earlier attempts at one of me earlier designs that the warlord put into production.
And do you have any other projects in mind? Maybe your dream project?
Well, I suppose, but it's just a fantasy. I can't imagine ever actually.
Evelyn, do you know what my last name is?
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, my mistake. My name is Lunazar Elwins.
Like,
I may have some access to some funds. Yes, correct.
like the Elwins.
Exactly. So, I may have access to the funds to make that dream come true.
Roll a persuasion or diplomacy. This
Dear. Maybe I should have stayed with you, Luna. That's a good one.
Diplomacy 21.
21 is a success. I think I can. Yes, I think I can be persuaded to aid you, Lady Elwins.
Oh, marvelous. Now we'll work on the contracts and so on when we make it to Azafeth, but don't worry, I will make sure you build that dream project of yours. I might even be a part of it. I'm very interested in hearing what it is after you show me how to do spells.
Well, I'd like something maybe a little bit more, I don't know, certain than that.
I
What
can
say
give
we-
you a... Oh, sorry. Please proceed.
What say you offer me a little something more substantial? Just a wee vial, perhaps maybe something like a wee vial of blood.
Of whom?
Well, of you, I'd imagine, but I suppose if you sound rather confident in terms of options, maybe I've got other options, other candidates in
Would you like the
mind.
blood of a senator?
How about the blood of a Nephilim?
Oh.
Well, have you been introduced to the crew? Are you referring to Dan?
Aye, the big fellow with the wings, huh?
Correct. You want me to go get his blood? What about a hair sample? He's dropping those all the time throughout the ship. I've been meaning to talk to him about it, but
I imagine the feathers are also something of an issue too. But
you have no idea.
make a nice pillow out of them. Nay, unfortunately, I think blood would be something the most appropriate. In exchange, I'll make sure that what I teach you is something powerful. I'd be willing to pray appropriately, is what I'm saying.
I guess it'll be too much to ask what you're going to do with this blood.
Aye, that'd be too much to ask.
It is what it is. Let me work on this. Either my blood or his, I'll see what I can do.
Well, upon delivery, I'd be willing to teach you.
Okay?
Payment
You,
up front, as it were.
Well, I'll show you
Of
delivery.
course.
Who said that?
Then I'll go for a handshake.
You get a handshake back, and roll me a perception check here. Or rather, are you trained in religion?
Yep.
Roll a religion check.
That is a 16.
A 16. Sure to go, hang on. Okay. With a 16, a couple of things. You go to shake.
Wait, I'll just for the fun of it, because I have a huge span of them at this point, I'll use a hero point.
Sure. That's right. Yeah,
now
go
it's
ahead, use your hero
27.
points. Oh, 27 is a critical success then. You see as Neblin goes to shake your hand, there is a... As he kind of leans forward, you see a small little pendant on a leather cord hanging just within the tunic of the gnome. The figurine attached to this pendant is a figurine. It's a small cicada, and the cicada has not a normal bug's head, but a red skull for a head, and then the bug eyes are set into the skull. You recognize with your 27. That's a critical success. You recognize this as the symbol of Damier. Within the pantheon of Oros is the god of undead.
Good to know. God of undead.
It doesn't really hide much.
Say the name again, David.
Damier. D-A-H. It's in the doc. We can review the doc, but yeah.
Uh-oh, resurgent.
Okay.
Resurgent?
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, we might drop out here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, like I said, power is tricky right now with the storm. So we'll go until we drop. Okay? Alright. Luna. You shake Neblin's hand in the bowels of the Juggernaut as all your friends have left for the day. Okay, cool. And then I assume back to crafting?
Straight back to it. You're muted.
As I ponder what to do in the meantime. Yeah, so I'll get back to crafting.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Pim, you were
Yes.
walking along with Edanor's little... We said it's not a march. It's not much. Maybe like, well, let's call it like a little pilgrimage, right? Lycus among the group too. Brock is also along with you for the walk, right?
Cool.
And Brock, just talking to you. Yeah, hang on, let me just put a little switch a scene here. Get out of the creepy music for a bit.
How do you know I'm not going to start some creepy conversation?
You might start some creepy. I mean, don't worry. I'll flip it over if we need to. So, all right, kiddo. Do you know what this is all about? Do you know what we're up to?
Not really. I'm just here because it seemed like we were going for a walk.
It's,
Wanted to stretch my legs a little bit.
it's a nice day for one, isn't it? Huh?
It sure is. The sun's out. It's funny because it's always out.
It's always,
Okay,
it's
so
always the same
I had a
day.
question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
I've been thinking.
Oh,
I've been thinking about Mom a lot.
oh.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, I know you said you would handle it, and I trust you, but, like, what's your plan?
Oh. Well, fair question, I guess. Well, at the moment, the plan is to save your mom.
Right. But how?
I don't know. I figured me and Gazalik, we'd, once we all get back to the Irenwud, your old man's got a few connections in the area, so I figured I'd make use of them. And if what Clink says is true, then, head north to the Iron Hills with Gazalik and maybe a company of Ironborn Rangers, if I can convince a few to come with. Once we find the camp, It's a matter of getting in, getting your mom, and getting out, right? That's simple.
Can I sense motive just to see if he's nervous about it?
Sure.
If he's faking it?
Sure.
I could use it. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Use that hero point.
It was a natural one.
Good time to use a hero point.
No, not much better. But I have a good modifier. It's a 16.
A 16, and he's your dad. I'd say a 16 meets it for success.
Okay.
You know, with a little bonus because he's your dad. Yeah. Brock is not much of a planner. Similar to Lycus, Brock is a kind of make this up as... Actually, no, what am I saying? Lycus is a major planner. Similar to Edanor, Brock kind of makes this shit up as he goes along.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Brock is not the kind of guy who's going to have alphabetical plans and contingencies in case of certain situations. This is a rough idea, but you can tell there's nervousness, maybe a little bit of excitement. He is also a thrill seeker.
Mm-hmm.
And like you would probably, for this is where you get it, that adventurous spirit. But there's also a tinge of concern, right? I mean, obviously, it is a bit of a brave face. We're saying, yeah, we're gonna get Brina, but it's what you hear as you look at him is more of a, we have to get Brina.
Yeah. Now, I know you're not much of a planner, but...
Come on, kid. Give me some credit.
I know.
Found you, didn't I?
But I'm just... Yeah, you did. But you were kind of brainwashed, and we kind of found you. But never mind.
Part of the plan.
The point... Sure it was. The point I'm trying to make is... Have you considered the possibility, just based on what you've told me recently, like, what if she doesn't want to go with you? What if she really believes in this cause and wants to stay?
Look, kiddo, just... I appreciate your concern. I hear you, you know? Maybe you're right. I'm not the best planner, but I know your mom. And when we see each other and I tell her, we gotta get out of here, she'll come with. I trust her. I know she's... Look, I know she made some weird decisions when it came to Verania and the whole dragons taking over the Goblin City thing. But I'm sure the goblins remember that, right? I mean, the goblins aren't going to treat her well. She helped overthrow their previous warlord and turned their city into a dragon's lair. So I can only imagine your mom really wants to get out of there. Now after that, well, that's a discussion for me and your mom. Don't worry about it, okay? I want you to just focus on your friends.
I mean, I'm trying, but like I am worried about it because it's mom. It's my mom.
Tim. Exactly. It's your mom. Brina Knackle is the most prepared. She could give your captain a run for her money in terms of preparedness, right? We know.
Oh, definitely.
We know your mom's always got shit locked down.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure you were feeling confident about it, at least.
I'm confident about it. Not that confident about it. Above table with the rolls, not that confident about it.
I'm confident. Smile.
Look, we're gonna get
I can
back.
come with you.
You could, but you won't. We're gonna get back to the Irenwood.
Yep.
You guys are gonna get your ship fixed up properly, right? I've heard you guys have all these fun additions. Edanor's making a library. Lycus wants to make a greenhouse. You got a lot of things to think about. You know, that stuff's gonna take time, and they're gonna need you for that kind of stuff, right? Leave.
Yeah.
Once we let Lenza and Sage Elda know about the goblins, you focus on you and your crew and your ship. Oka's needs her helmsman, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Kind of like pulls you in, right, and kisses you on the head.
Oh, one other thing. I've decided to host a talent competition. And we need judges.
Well, my darling, I may consider myself many things, but rest assured, amongst them is a critic of the arts. I would happily be a judge.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Are you gonna perform?
I'll perform. I won't compete because obviously it's not fair with how much skill I have. But
You should perform.
I'll perform. I'll perform.
Well, competition's good, don't you think?
Yes, I do.
You
But
should.
with you as a judge and I don't know, it just doesn't feel fair.
Are you implying that I can't maintain the integrity of Pimenia Knackle's production?
Yes.
Well, I'm hurt.
Well, you're also hired as a judge. The pay is approximately 0 gold, but it'll be a lot of fun, and yeah, I think it'll lift people's spirits before we get into the Ironwood. Put everyone in the right state of mind, you know?
You see a kind of like the eyes linger on you, and he's got like this big grin on his face. You know, even riding again that previous perception check, that previous sense motive, you can see he's gone from kind of that less confident state to now a more proud. You know, you can sense the pride wafting off of this man as he pulls you in and again kisses you on your head and says, "That part you get from me."
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go negotiate with the captain.
Okay.
And she scurries off, approaches Lycus.
Lycus you up.
Captain! Captain! May I have a word?
Of course. What's up?
Okay. So, you know I'm gonna plan this show, right?
Yeah. I've heard about
Yeah.
it. I was already kind of thinking about kind of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
and,
Okay, awesome. Well, I wanted to chat with you about a prize for the winner. Any chance we could spare some gold for this?
oh my god, that's a great idea.
Yeah?
Well, yes, because here's the thing. I've actually been spending a lot of my personal gold making sure everybody is compensated, not just fairly, but a little extra.
Aw.
And I would actually love some of that money back.
Well, you'll have to compete for it. But yeah, I was thinking like, I don't know what's in the treasury. 50 gold?
Yeah, I can see 50 gold. Easy. Maybe
Okay.
just as a something everyone have to put in a gold or 2 or 5 as an entry fee.
Yeah. Okay,
up the
okay.
pot a little bit.
Awesome. So I'll put you down for an act then.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Awesome. And she just skips off, humming to herself.
And I think right there is Pim hops off, skipping and humming to herself. But that's where we're going to take our break for today. We're going to come back with Edanor's sermon and the Piminia Knackle talent show.
Woohoo!
All right, fantastic. So, guys, we will be back in about 10 minutes here. Keep it locked right here, Stealthy Elf Productions. But do get up, get a drink of water, stretch, go to the bathroom, do all those good things. And we will see you in 10 minutes.
Woo, 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 woo.
So, bye, everybody.
Bye.
We're back. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey guys, welcome back to Stealthy Elf Productions. This is our Heroes of Histaeria series, the Sandsea Saga campaign, to be specific. We are playing a little bit of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, so if you like that kind of shit, stick around. All right, guys. We are picking up with the crew as they've been crossing the Misteel Savannah, led by Edanor. Edanor, where do you take us, buddy?
Fully
Still
muted.
You might
You
be
are
muted.
still muted.
You're good.
Nope.
No.
Nothing.
This is a wonderful sermon.
It is the sermon I want.
Yeah.
Check your plugs.
Nah, bro, we still can't hear you.
Go to your settings.
Maybe
There's
we
something in there. Man.
And like
So-
now he's typing in chat
What's
and
he?
saying horribly racist things.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's all
Dude,
ears.
So inappropriate.
Somebody
That's a
cancel
dick
this
pic.
guy. Wait, hang on.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it
Yes!
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now we're back.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's
Phew.
got a touch to unmute and it was green, so I figured I was good to go.
I'm
But
so relieved.
apparently
I couldn't take any more racist dick pics.
Oh, good.
Same.
Started at the dick pics, right?
The dick pics are racist.
Yeah, they are. Just noodle over that for a little
A
while.
little, they're a little aggressive.
That's what I'm gonna think about for the next week.
Okay.
So we'll figure that one out. So
So Max,
as
take
we-
us on a journey of a different
Figure it
sort,
out.
please.
taking us on this journey, right? So we're going through the hills and valleys of the savannah, and then the crew starts to kind of understand where we're going as we crest the hill and see the wisteria trees and where we had slain the boule. So on the hill kind of overlooking the wisteria trees and in this very magical place, Edanor is also going to take make a little fire with a brazier and kind of put a metal rod into it. So, and kind of leave that there for the moment. So he just kind of like pulls it out, casually puts it in there. So, and then gestures everyone to like quiet down and kind of gather up. Welcome all. I'm glad all have taken the time to reflect on the events that have brought us together this day. While we must mourn the loss of our fellows, like the noble priestess Suzia, we must not lose our way to despair. For the gods weep for their loss, but accept her with open arms. For what once was, shall be again. Let us take a moment in remembrance for those lost. So, it takes about a minute to pause. And we must also celebrate the freedom of those trapped in the belly of the beast. We stand here all by the grace of the gods, here in this magic place. It is truly a place of wonder, as seen by the eyes of a child. Wonder why, as we grow, we think ourselves as wise and all-knowing. In the eyes of the gods, we are but children. Let us allow that gift of wonder and hope to permeate our beings once more, as children, to build a better world for our own children. Those who remain must trust in the will of the gods in these trying times. It is also time to change how we do so as well. Like a tree in the storm, we must bend or risk breaking. We must take a more holistic and unified approach. No longer can we be so singularly focused as to give our attention to but one of the Pantheon. I've even been blinded by this in my own heart and habits, but no longer. From this day forth, I'm founding a new holy order where we shall find true balance and worship the Pantheon as one. We shall be the heralds of Oros, bringing in this new age. Where you may not read a book without the light, there can be no freedom without truth, and there can be no order through ignorance and naivete. All contribute to each other, and all is one. Those who wish to learn more and spread the good news are welcome. Be warned, it shall not be an easy path, but nothing worth doing is easy. Suffering is merely the path to salvation, and may the pain now free us from torment later. Let us herald in this new age and be the light in the darkness to drive off evil. This is the beginning of the Heralds of Oros, and as a sign of my devotion to this new purpose, I shall wear this brand proudly. As he was saying the last bit, kind of pulls down the shirt, pulls out the metal rod, which has a brand on the end of it, and brands his chest right above the heart, in front of all to see. And as he's branding himself, it says, "What once was shall be again." I assume it's D4.
Yeah, that's okay. You just give yourself we'll just say 2 damage.
Right, yeah.
Hey, babe, this seemed a little culty to you?
Temerity steps right up.
I move forward and I brand Temerity.
Same spot as you on the
Same-
chest.
Same spot.
Roll a. I'll let you pick here.
Okay.
I can see religion. I can also sense a little intimidation in there too.
Okay.
I can see an argument for it. I see some heads nodding, so I think there's some justification there. Diplomacy or intimidation or religion, either one of those, your preference.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna lean intimidation because that's my highest.
Sure. I gotcha.
You know, just kind of establishing that this is how it's going.
Yeah.
And that is a 18 plus 17.
Whew.
So that is gonna be a 35.
I should have known what would happen when I offered intimidation. All right. You get how many centaurs?
There was 7.
You get all 7 centaurs and 1 of the gnolls.
Okay. All right.
Clink looks at you for a moment though, Lycus. Like Clink is kind of like, am I supposed to go up there?
Believe me when I say this. If anyone ever tries to brand you, cut their throat. So I suggest no.
Okay, got it. Right, but Temerity stands there with pride. You can see like the skin. Temerity has like a grim reverence to the moment as the brand hits. Right, there's that hiss. Right, Temerity is a Nephilim like you, although of a more infernal heritage. Right, and Temerity just kind of like grimly nods. I am Lord. Several of the centaurs, or all of the centaurs, now again with Zuzia gone, looking for where they're going to put their sense of faith, right? Adrift. You can see that the loss of Zuzia had all hit them hard, right? And as they step forward, they are familiar with using fire in their faith, right? Zuzia was the weaver of the ashes. And as you pick that up, right, some of the branches and stuff that have already burnt and come to center, you can see the ashes just kind of, shake off, right? Once they are all branded, once everybody has received their brand and the fire kind of dies down, several of the centaurs will take, a thumb, grab some of the ashes, and also kind of like make like a circle around the brand.
I appreciate all of those who have attended today. And no, I'm still very willing to share the good news, even if you do not join the Order. The Order is just an organization to provide knowledge forward to everyone else. Now, thank you all for respecting the reverence of this moment. And I think it is time to return. So I do the Tea of Tazarin, all the, those rituals and whatnot, and then pack up and head back to camp.
All right. You see everybody, especially those who, all of those who were, who have joined your faith, who have pledged themselves now to the Heralds of Oros. They all offer the same back to you. And they follow you. And Lycus, you remember a moment, maybe. I'm not going to ask you for a roll here. But remember back in the Zero sessions when there was like that whole scene where you guys lost a ship in a sandstorm and stuff like that, and Edanor led a line of people out of the sandstorm. You see a little bit kind of reminiscent of that moment as Edanor walks away. The wind just kind of picks up, sand rolls across the plains, and you just see a group of people marching behind Edanor. All of them resolved to follow this man, your first mate. Lycus, what do you think right now? What's going through your mind?
Me?
You.
I think that Edanor has always been a good leader. And while I don't agree with the way he's going about a lot of things, the dedication to have your faith branded on you like that, while Lycus personally thinks that the option should be more welcoming for others to do that to himself, I respect the hell out of that. To show the world that you're willing to burn your truth onto yourself, brilliant. And there is no first mate of mine that would be not worthy of his own leadership.
Fair point. Well said. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
I should also explain what the brand actually is.
Yeah. Describe it.
Oh,
What do these people have on them now?
So the brand has a flaming sun as the primary background. Within the sun, there's an open book. On one page, there's a flying sparrow, and the other page it is balancing scales.
Can you repeat the what's on the first page?
So the first page is a flying sparrow. and the second page is balancing scales. So think Tazif, Azure, Erenar, Tazrin, and how do I say it? Azure, Tazif, Erenar, and Tazrin. Yep.
And the
Those are the
You
four main
do realize
components of that.
that I just drew a picture. I haven't added the color yet, so I'm gonna add this in. But a picture of you naked, which means I'm gonna have to add this, right?
Incredible. Oh, that's awesome. Before we depart from this scene, though, Edanor, one last thing. As you were leading all these people, right, you walk away. This is an area, you've come to a place, the Misteel Savannah has already got a lot of very volatile magic already, but the place that you're leaving now is particularly volatile, as you all know, right? The Misteel Miasma there was palpable, right? As you all watched Edanor speak, you could see, what looks like almost like foggy, smoky oil slicks in the air, that kind of prismatic bursts of color, strange reflections that stretch and twist and bend, that look at an individual or look at a scene from all sorts of different angles, right? It's quite disconcerting. Edanor, as you were walking away, you can still feel some of that just kind of like wafting on you, kind of carrying it almost on your shoulders for a bit, right? And as you just randomly, you take a step forward, you can feel the sand crunch beneath your boot, as all of a sudden your eyes roll back in your head. Your neck cranks up and you look out towards the west. And off in the distance, those like time-lapse videos where you can see like clouds moving across the sky really fast, right? It's like a fast time-lapse. Edanor is something kind of like that, as you kind of look out towards the savannah and you look beyond where you can even imagine that you've looked before, where you were looking, like beyond your own sight, right? You just feel this divine presence surging through you, right? As magic itself, the Misteel itself, the force of magic, a naturally occurring force in the world of Histaeria, just channels into you. And similar to way back when you were in the Frog Grove and you looked out and you saw the tear in the weave, you look out now to the west and you see the Misteel gathering as almost like a giant tornado swirling down onto something. You see, as your vision kind of resumes back to normal and it kind of fades back to you, and the magic finishes that initial surge through your body, you can almost make out a skyline in silhouette as the vision pulls back. You can't quite see the buildings in total detail, right? Give me a society check. Or survival. I can also see survival through this too, like a geographic thing. Yeah. I think your society is probably better.
Probably not, actually. Let me use a hero point.
Use that hero point.
Well, that's actually not bad. So that is a 22.
A 22 is really good for you. A 22 is a success. Not a critical success here, but a regular success for you. You see these buildings, and the architecture is unique somewhat, because it is the architecture of a city you've seen not long ago, actually. The architecture of these buildings is reminiscent of the School of Enchantment, where you had actually met, where you first landed, where you met Lycus, Luna, Jackrabbit, and all those other guys. That section of the city, of a city that broke apart, that Lycus kind of explained to you. You see what looks to be that same skyline, that same architecture, where magic is swirling down, off to the west. And then you come back to this moment like normal. your whole entourage is behind you, kind of following you as you kind of stopped. People, kind of stopped, but at the moment, Temerity is the only one who kind of leans forward. He's like, "Is everything all right, my lord? You okay?"
The gods have spoken. We must go west. And then I just keep going.
Right. It's a long distance, but yes.
Yeah.
So you get back to the ship. Okay, everybody, you
Right,
guys all
I get back to the ship.
you all
I
get
just
back
make
to the
that
ship.
statement
You
and
make
then
that
just kind of
statement.
mull it over.
And Temerity looks, and I would say again, because you kind of pause. All of the rest of your acolytes, have all followed up, and they all heard you say, "We have to go west," and they all look to the west with a sense of purpose. As you all, Luna, you're in your cabin. You look out the window and you see all these people coming back. And unless there's anything else you guys any conversations you want to have at this moment or near moments, I got the next thing we can hop to.
I think I'll just something pretty minor is that after working on these hand wraps, pretty much like what boxers do, that they hand wrap on their arms.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go and after like adding 2 runes to it, I'll go and give it to Lycus.
Okay.
He has it on hand.
Oh, thank you. You think, Lycus grabs the hand wraps, and you see his knuckles are more callous than skin at this point in time. Like, it is horrendous. It is scarred and beaten. So I think this small luxury of fucking hand wraps is not something that even like passed through his mind at any time. Thank you.
I just thought you've been really having a bad time at some of these enemies, so this should help you. More likely to get that hit in. Maybe do a little bit more impact on each punch.
Oh, my punches have plenty of impact, but I'll appreciate the help, Luna. And I mean, they feel nice. Say what you will. You're definitely don't have as many kills as I do, but you're good at making hand wraps. I'll give you that. How many are you
I
at?
want it back.
12.
It's not the quantity of kills, it's the quality. See, I give you these so you can go and pepper, the more difficult enemies, and I'll just finish them off.
Oh, you do come for money. You love to take other people's work, don't you?
I like to help those who's less fortunate than myself, and I don't want you to die, Lycus. So that's why I go and finish them off, because it looks like you're having trouble.
Oh
my god.
I think Lycus puts out his hand and is like, well, maybe we should see who gets the most. Want to put some money on it? By the end of the season, see who's got the most kills left.
Meta Pigeon comes in. End of the season.
Start the tally.
Start tallying.
Well, by my calculations, I think I have a pretty good chance here. So yes, sure. Have a friendly wager. Quartermaster to captain.
Sounds like a truly wonderful time. And without like any more snark, his snark is just gone. He just gives you like a smile. Is like, "Hey, Luna, I'm sorry," and he like gives you a hug. And you can try to dodge if you want, but he's gonna try to give you a hug.
You can try to attack back.
Counter.
No, I'll go in for I'll accept the hug. It's okay. I can. This won't be the only item I can make. I could probably make more in the future.
I look forward to it.
I'm quite uncomfortable now.
I'm sure you are. All right, get out of here. I'm sorry.
And I'll walk away and I guess Sia's this. I'll just be mentioning. I don't know why you did that. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, Sia's just kind of like looks at you. Sia's in the hallway and looks at you as you walk by and go back to your cabin, and just kind of like looks over at Lycus. No words.
Of course,
Oh, no.
Lycus causes marital strife.
Do I have a nemesis then?
New
Oh.
rival unlocked.
Yeah,
Damn it.
fantastic. Okay,
It's
let's
not
see.
even
we'll
my
remember
girlfriend. Someone else.
Let's stick with Lycus for a bit here. Lycus, you will head back to your cabin, and we can say maybe this is a different day, or maybe there's something about today, or you. We spoke a little bit during our little hiatus about Lycus being curious about the Eidolon. Right?
I think Lycus has been thinking about this for a while now.
Mm.
He doesn't feel bad about it. He knows that, you know, you have to just kind of go with whatever happens. Life is life. But at the same time, he knows that this version of him, a version of him that he feels very comfortable with, maybe even more comfortable than before, isn't him. He took this from someone, from some version of himself. And he feels like he wants to understand who it is that he stole this life from.
Okay. Lycus, you're in the captain's quarters by yourself at the moment. You share this space with the girls, but they're off doing their own thing. Right? It's close to dinner bell, right? Everybody's kind of gathering around the galleys. Nowadays, everybody's just kind of eating on the Juggernaut just because it's a big space, right? And on the deck of on the deck above there. You're still in the captain's quarters just before dinner is served. Your Eidolon, if you'd allow me. You're contemplating about your Eidolon. And it's the shape of a wolf, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, wolves have eyes, right? And as you kind of stare at your Eidolon, you stare into the eyes of this wolf, right? And the wolf stares back into you. You feel yourself kind of locked in that gaze when suddenly it almost feels like the floor just disappears beneath you. You feel like you slip. That sensation of falling kind of hits you, and as you're kind of falling and spiraling downwards, you suddenly awaken, right? And as you awaken, you realize that you are now a large wolf. You are a large wolf loping across an unnaturally desolate wasteland that stretches out before you. You can see dark mountains in silhouette in the distance. You see black forests with a thick blanket of unmoving white fog. The very definition of a deafening silence rings out as there's not even a breath of wind to stir this lonely landscape. The only sound is your panting and your claws raking the dirt as you walk through this empty landscape. As you step, your lonely journey eventually brings you to this wide river. The water of this river is dark and deep and quiet. Peering over the edge, your tongue smacks your lips and you just become aware of how dry your mouth is. As you look into the water, within this river, you see streams of phantoms and tortured souls gliding just below the surface as they just move past you. You feel, there's all of a sudden to your sharpened lupine senses, there is this sharp screech that just fills the air. Right? You wrench your head up, and as you look up to the sky, you see an eclipse. You see a black circle in a halo of blinding white light, and your body just locks up. This black sphere is just perfect darkness. Until that darkness peels back to reveal a demonic eye. A dark pupil in the shape of an infinity sign, staring down upon you against a perfectly white iris. And as you, Lycus, leave this vision and come back into your form, into your person, the wolf in front of you, I believe it's your left eye, is your ruined eye. All right, it just burns. It's just a searing pain underneath as you kind of come back, and you're back in the ship. What's your reaction here for me, bud?
I think he reaches up, knowing, like, feeling the horn that recently grew, and knowing the pain he just felt in his eye. I think he goes to inspect himself. That's the first thing he does. Sees if he can find a mirror. Does he see anything? Is there?
Yeah, you have a mirror in there. As you look into the mirror and you look into your scarred eye, for a moment, as you, there's kind of that like brief dramatic reveal, right? As you kind of like the lens of the mirror, right, tilts, and you can see your ruined eye, the eye that was ruined by Captain Hammond's shot, right, looking back at you, and boom, there it is, that same white eye with the infinity symbol in the middle, right? And it is just kind of a jarring moment. You blink, you look back, and it's gone. It's back to being just a milky white blinded eye.
I think he feels heavy, and he tosses the mirror aside, and he just kind of lays down on the whatever the bed is, and just kind of laughs a little. There's always something that thinks it. There's always something that wants more, wants control, wants power. Fucking tired of this.
Lycus, as these thoughts are swirling in your mind, if you're okay with it, Tim, you want to come get Lycus for dinner?
Lycus, food's ready.
Yeah. You hear him scrambling around, and then it goes really quiet, and he opens up the door, and Tim, do you mind stepping in for a minute? I was hoping I could talk to you about something.
Of course.
I don't want to burden you, but I feel like if I go to Edanor, he'll just give me a sermon. Luna, I don't think they understand how to have their own emotions. So,
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Anything, Captain.
What was life like for you before?
Well, for me, I traveled a lot. Didn't stay anywhere for more than a year or two. I had a lot of friends everywhere we went, but Never got too close to anyone because I felt like we were just gonna leave again, you know? I mean, life was good for the most part. A little lonely at times, but I was fortunate to have parents that loved me and, you know, enough to get by. Why do you ask?
Well, despite the lack of connection, it does sound like you had a nice life. I'm sorry that it's a bit of a mess now, but the reason I'm asking is this life is almost exactly what my life was before. Sure, they're a little drier, but being unwelcomed wherever I go, fighting, taking. Doesn't mean it wasn't merry. We had fun, but things were as bad then as they are now, as far as I see them. And right now, I feel confused. I feel great. We fought an incredible monster. We've defeated them. We've taken so much. We're amassing something incredible. We're helping people. It's everything that Rami and Z would have loved. You never knew them before, but they were great. And they would have been proud to be heroes, to try to... I'm trying so hard to keep their dreams alive. And I feel like I should be happier, but they were the first people to make me feel like I wasn't alone. I don't know if I don't know if I can keep their dreams alive by myself. And there's things going on that I don't understand. Things that I can't. Gods that want to manipulate the world, and I don't know if anything matters. I know this isn't really helpful. I just Do you think the merry folk think we're genuinely making the world better?
Pim kind of thinks for a second. You know, when I was younger, all I ever wanted was to join my parents on their adventures. They left me behind most of the time. Mostly to keep me safe, obviously. And all I ever wanted was to be with them and experience their dreams through them. It wasn't really until I couldn't find them anymore that I realized I have my own dreams. And when I met you all, I kind of just knew. These are the people that I want to make change with. And there was a bit of grieving involved, you know, letting go of my parents' dreams and their hopes and wishes for the world, and starting to realize my own. And to be honest, you're the one who made me think about that. So to answer your question, yes, I believe in the merry folk, and I believe that we are changing the world for the better.
I do too. I do too. I really do.
Good. That's the most important thing.
Well, thanks for listening. I haven't been feeling great lately. It's difficult to know you should be feeling one way but feeling another, you know?
Yeah, I do. I do know.
I'm also sorry because you have me as a captain and shit just kind of follows me around, so we'll see what happens.
You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. I kind of like
Well,
the chaos.
We'll see about that, because I'm just making a list. There's my crazy ex. She's basically a god. I think I just saw an evil god, like just now. We should talk about that later. Edanor, who the fuck knows what's going on with that guy?
Yeah, you know, we're all just finding ourselves.
I feel like I'm not a magnet for danger. I'm a magnet for too much. Just everything. Everyone I've run into is just cranked to 11, and he looks down at you and just like, I don't think I can have it any other way.
Me neither. I'm really glad I met you, Lycus. And just remember, when it feels like a lot, you don't have to do it alone. You have us now.
Yeah, no, you're right. And again, Pim, just thank you. Let's go get some food.
Let's do it.
Oh my god. I was muted. Hang on. Let me do that again. Oh my god. You guys. Oh, I love you guys. Okay. The last thing we're going to do then is Pim. I'm assuming a few more days have passed. Our week of
Yes.
downtime is about to come to an end. Pim, you decided to put on a show. Tell us about your show. What do we see?
All right. So, picture this. The crew is gathered in the mess hall. Everyone's there. Paminia has covered the portholes in the room to block out the sunlight and lit the space by, in previous days, maybe that morning, capturing jars of fireflies, little insects that are just naturally occurring, and capturing them in little jars and positioning them throughout the room for sort of a mood lighting effect. She's created a stage out of a few small tables towards the front of the mess hall and laid out a rug from her bedroom on top of the center of the stage. She gathered up all the chairs on the ship and arranged them in the mess hall, theater style, and created some makeshift stage curtains out of spare fabric from the flag project. And she recruited a few fellow spellcasters in the room to cast light spells onto the stage as makeshift spotlights.
Nice.
And the three judges, Brock, Martha, Dr. Malsum, they sit right in the front row.
Mhm.
Those are the judges, right? Brock,
No, I'm just saying.
Martha.
Yeah, Brock, Martha, Malsum. Edanor, were you?
I think so.
Oh, and Edanor.
Edanor.
So there's 4 judges.
Edanor's a
Got
judge
it.
as well.
So Brock, Martha,
Side.
Malsum, and Edanor in the front row. And all the contestants are in the first row behind them. The room is kind of buzzing with excited conversation and laughter And Pim has recruited Doran, the chef, to pass out frog wine and hors d'oeuvres before the show. And while he's doing that, Paminia is in her cabin, just kind of shaking off some nerves, getting ready to MC the show. She puts on the finest set of bard clothes that she has. She takes 3 deep breaths, as is her pre-performance ritual, and walks towards the mess hall. So she enters from the back of the mess hall with gusto, jogs up the aisle, climbs up onto the stage with ease and grace. The crowd applauds. They're excited to see what the show will bring. She bows and smiles. Thank you, everyone. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And just sees her father in the front row and kind of gives him a little smile. Hi, Dad. Welcome to the first ever talent competition aboard the Oka's Will. Thank you all so much for being here. This joyous celebration of talent and skill and artistry. I thought there would be no better time than before we depart for the Irenwud to create some joy in this crew. So, with that, she casts Summon Instrument, and it's a lute. And she pulls it up in front of her. And that's where we're going to call the session.
Fantastic. Man, inspiration point.
Woo!
Or hero point. That's what they're called in this game. That's how we.
That's what it is. We keep switching between.
I know. We play a lot of D&D.
It's really hard to keep track.
Guys,
Yeah.
what a game. What a game. You guys rocked it. All right. As Hannah said, guys, that's going to be our session for today. We have been Stealthy Elf Productions. This is our Heroes of Histaeria campaign series. This is the Sandsea Saga campaign. Guys, thank you so much for playing. All right. If you got to just say goodbye, who you are, where folks can find you. All right. Let's start with Hannah.
Hello! I have been playing Paminia Knackle, our charming bard. And you can find me on Instagram, Hannah May Hooray, or over at the Unearthed Inheritance campaign, taking place a week from today, next Saturday. So tune in. Nigel.
Nigel Palunazar Albans. You can find me playing Sandsea Adventures.
What's that campaign?
Instagrams at. So
I
next
am
we'll
Nigel
have
P.
Max.
Oh no.
Well, I'll just pick up on the flub from good old Nigel here. So I'm Max. I've been playing good old Edanor today. #blessed. Very excited to be able to, play in 2 weeks and be judgmental. I love it. Anyways, excited for the next one, and you'll find me here in a few weeks. Ollie, on to you.
All right, I've been your captain speaking, and thanks for joining us. Yeah, this was a fucking phenomenal session. Next time, I hope you tune in because I have a hell of a routine planned.
Oh no.
Oh boy. All right. Guys, I've been your GM this evening. My name is David. You can catch me here as the GM of the Heroes of Histaeria series. That includes Sandsea Saga, as well as Unearthed Inheritance, featuring Blue Buttoness Cress and Tales Archive's own Alec as Finn Reese. You can also catch me over at Tales Archived, where I play Whistle, the Hobgoblin fighter in the Known Realms Delish campaign. And yeah, have a great night. We'll see you in a week. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.